Welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about the definition of artificial intelligence. Actually, there is no proper exact definition, but we can say that artificial intelligence is a branch of computer science concerned with the study and creation of computer systems that exhibit some form of intelligence. Now, the machine should exhibit some sort of intelligence, but what is intelligence? How do you measure intelligence? That is also a different question, because from person to person the level of intelligence differs. For me, intelligence can be something else, and for another person the definition of intelligence can be another thing. So AI falls into four categories, like first one, systems that think like human, systems that act like humans, systems that think rationally, and systems that act rationally. So these are the four aspects of artificial system, like acting humanly, then like human, then thinking rationally and acting rationally. So first of all, let us see acting humanly. Okay, so an intelligent machine should act like a human. If an intelligent system acts like a human, then we can say that it acts humanly. Now, how we can check it? We can check it by performing Turing test. Okay, we will see what is Turing test. But before that, what are the qualities that a machine should have in order to act humanly? Okay, so computer should have the following capabilities. Number one is natural language processing. Why it should have natural language processing? Because humans, when we communicate with each other in natural language, we process it, right? In the same way, the machine should be able to process the natural language. Second is knowledge representation. The machine should be able to have a knowledge base where whatever it learns from the environment, whatever it learns by interacting with different scenarios, it should be able to gather the knowledge so that that knowledge can be used later on. Okay, then automated reasoning. Automated reasoning means based on the knowledge representation, some reasoning will be done by the machine. Suppose if we ask a question to the machine, what is 2 plus 2? The answer should be 4. Okay, so this is automated reasoning. And then machine learning. So what is machine learning? All of us know, like by performing some training on the current knowledge, they should be able to predict the future. So suppose we need to maintain the temperature of a room. Okay, so based on the current scenario, what is the current environment, it should be able to predict what will be the temperature after some time. So this is just an example I am telling. So these are the four things that a machine should have in order to act humanly. Okay, so now how do we test whether a machine is acting like human or not? So for that we have something called Turing test, which was invented by Alan Turing in 1950. So what is done here is that there are three compartments. In one compartment machine is there, computer is there, in another computer human, and in another compartment one evaluator is there. Okay, so this evaluator will be asking questions to both computer and humans. So evaluator doesn't know like whether computer is there or human is there. So evaluator will ask questions to both of them. Now they will give the reply to the evaluator, and based on the reply the evaluator will try to analyze whether the answer is given by a machine or by human. Now suppose the machine is able to fool the evaluator, and the evaluator thinks that the answer given by the machine is actually answers given by a human. Okay, if he thinks that the answers given by the computer or machine are from human, then we can say that the machine has fooled the evaluator, and we can say that this particular machine acts like human. Okay, so this is the Turing test. So this Turing test is used to check whether a machine can act humanly or not. So the second aspect of AI is thinking humanly. The AI system should be able to think the way a human being thinks when a situation arises. So for that, the cognitive modeling approach is used in order to make a machine think like human. So what is this basically? What this approach is basically is that uh, the AI machine should develop some algorithm should be applied to the machine, so that the algorithm is able to behave the way a human brain behaves. So whenever a situation arises, it should be able to understand how the input is taken in human inside human brain, how it is processed, and then how it behaves, how human being behaves, and how it produces the output. So the way this human brain behaves, the same way based on the algorithm, the AI machine should be able to behave the same way. So that is known as thinking humanly. It should be able to think humanly. So in this cognitive modeling approach, the distance between human brain and AI machine, like we try to reduce it at as much as possible. But obviously human brain is very much complicated, and still the distance has been reducing day by day, but still it's not the same as the AI machine. Like it cannot perform the same as human brain, but the slowly with new and new algorithms and approaches, they are trying to reduce the distance. So this is about thinking humanly. The third aspect of AI is acting rationally. So acting rationally means acting, performing, doing some action. The AI machine should do some action the way a human being does, with some reasoning, okay, with some reasoning, or by behaving rightly. So for that, rational agent approach is used. So what is rational agent approach? Here the agent, that is the performer, will perceive the environment or take inputs from the environment using some sensors, and then it will try to do the right thing but with the help of some actuators. Okay, so this is the rational agent approach, and the actions that the agent will perform will be such that it will be right. Okay, it will be a right behavior, or it will do something that is right. And it is a generalized approach. Okay, generalized approach means, suppose a situation is given, the way the general human being will perform, the same performance will be expected by the rational agent if some situation is given, and it will try to perform the action in such a way that maximum output will be expected. So rational means reasoning. It will perform the task with some reasons, the way a human being does. So this is about acting rationally. So the fourth aspect of AI is thinking rationally. So the way a human being will think with some reasoning or some rationality when a situation arises, the same way the machine should also think the same way. So for that, the laws of thought approach is used. So what happens is that in this law, in this approach, logic is used. Logic means what? If this will happen, if this is happening, then this must happen. Okay, so if this is true, then this must also be true. So some, based on some logic, some inferences are made. For example, AI is a computer science subject. All computer science subjects are easy, therefore AI is easy. So based on logic, some inferences are made in this approach. So what happens is that in this approach, right thinking is very important. Right thinking means the computer should, whenever a situation arises, whenever a problem is given, the computer should always be able to think rationally and produce and think right things. Okay, it should never be wrong. Now the problem with right thinking is that how will you always perform right thinking? For that you need 100% knowledge about the problem or about a situation, and it is not easy to like there will be, for a given problem there can be like thousands crores of questions related to that particular problem. Okay, so it is very tough to require 100% knowledge about any topic or any problem. And On back of it, too many computations are required. Okay, so these are the two problems that is faced for right thinking. Okay, but it is clear, right? What is thinking rationally? It means ultimately the AI system should be able to think rationally the way a human being thinks. Let us discuss a few advantages of AI. Lots of advantages are there. Here I am listing only four. So, high accuracy with less errors, like given the current situation when we have lots of data, lot of computation power. So, the accuracy, the performance is quite good. High speed, then high reliability, and useful for risky areas. There are some areas where human beings can't go. So, for that, AI system is highly useful. Now coming to disadvantage of AI. So while making an AI, the cost involved is quite high. So it is a high cost machine, and it can't think out of the box. Can't think out of the box means whatever human beings already know, that is only fed to the system. Okay, and no original creativity. Okay, so based on the input, they will do the calculations and all. So originality is not there. Then increased dependency on machines. So this is a very big disadvantage, because if people slowly becomes dependent on machines, then it is not that good also in a way. So it has both advantages and disadvantage for the same thing, like for the use of machines. So these are the four disadvantages of AI. Now coming to applications of AI, so there are lots of fields in which artificial intelligence is being used. So here I have just named few of them, like finance, gaming, astronomy, healthcare, transport, agriculture, education, e-commerce, entertainment, robotics, automotive, social media, data science, then even defense. As I have told, defense is the first industry which invested in AI. So these are few of the applications of AI. So with this, we have come to an end of this video. Thank you.